In Florida, we have a sentencing scheme that's a little bit complicated. It's similar to the federal system in that we use guidelines. In a felony court in Florida, there's a point system that is used to figure out what someone's sentence may be. And that's a little complicated for some people, and it's important that you cover this with your attorney to find out, quote unquote, how many points do I score? You'll hear that term quite often. The idea behind it is that not so long ago, everybody was not treated equally. So therefore, unfortunately, black people versus white people, poor people versus rich people, all did not receive the same sentence for committing the same crime. So Florida's idea was to create a sentencing guideline system that put fairness back into the system. Therefore, regardless of what color you are, what age you are, what gender you are, or what your socioeconomic status is that you would all be treated the same. The problem is the sentencing guidelines, frankly, are too strict. They attach too many points to the severity of the crime. And let me give you an example. Possession of marijuana, not very serious, couple of points. Possession of cocaine, a little bit more serious, more points. Breaking into someone's house, a lot more serious, a lot of points. And what they do is they assess a point total to each crime. Then they assess a point total to your prior record, the idea being that people who have a bad prior record get more points attached. And then they add up all the points on your score sheet. If your score is over the number 44, meaning that you have more than 44 points, that is a mandatory prison sentence. That means a judge nor a prosecutor can make an exception. If you score over 44 points, which honestly is quite easy to do, then there is no other choice but for prison. It's not like, can I go on probation? It's not like, hey, can I go on house arrest? Mandatory prison over 44 points. In fact, the sentencing guidelines give you a minimum sentence. That way everyone, white, black, yellow, purple, rich or poor, have this minimum sentence. And that is all the way up to the maximum sentence. So often I have clients that are in my office that face, say, a minimum of 15 months in prison, but up to a maximum of 15 years in prison. That's a very wide disparity as to what you can score. So in these days, it's not so much of plea negotiations, it's more of plea of charge negotiations. So it's important to get charges reduced, have charges dismissed, because the less charges that you have, the less points you're going to score. So I would suggest that you get the best lawyer that you can get, make certain that you can get charges reduced, which inevitably reduces your sentence.